Hello Revit Nation, this is Chris with ValorVDC, and today I'd like to talk to you about rolling offsets inside of Revit. A few years ago, I don't know, 5, 6 or so, Autodesk introduced routing solutions inside of Revit, and it was a big hopeful component for a lot of people who've been struggling with trying to create rolling offsets. You know, there's a number of videos out there, there's third-party apps that will use them. I have one that I use for Microdesk. Or used to, I still do, and but when they introduced routing solutions, it didn't quite work right because you would just get oddball fitting angles, and you never knew which one was an actual true plumbing angle in your waste system. Was it a 22? Was it a 45? The 90s are easy to tell. So without further ado, let's jump into Revit. But before we do that, please hit that like, subscribe, and ring that alert bell so that you get alerted to every time I upload a new video. And if you have any questions or whatever, just leave them below and I'll get back to you. Or if you have a better solution as to how you do your routing offsets and such, that'd be great to know to share with the rest of the community. Alrighty, let's get into Revit. Okay, here we are inside of Revit. I have two pipes. They're running parallel to each other. If I go to the section view, you can see that they're not quite at the same elevation, and you can see that there's a 7 3/4 inch difference between the two, and they turn up. So, going back into this view here, I can just do it in this view. Make this work here. Nice. Yeah, okay, now. There we go. So what I normally do is I just select both pipes, and then I come over here to routing solutions, and I hit that, and it's going to give you an error. It's just the way my fitting works. And what it does is it gives you two pipes, and you can see that these fittings are together right here. It shortens this one pipe. And if you go through the solutions, when you look at this now, you can see the fitting is small. That means it's an oddball fitting, but if I go back to the other one, that's an actual 22-degree elbow. So let me go here. You can see that there's many solutions that it's going to come up with to make it work. 2 elbows, 2 45s, 22s, and there's just different solutions that it works with. So we'll go with these 2 45s. And like I said, with my fittings, you can tell because when they break or they're at odd angles, they decrease to the smallest size possible. So if you're doing this with cast iron pipe at 1.5 inches, you're not going to be able to do it. But for the most part, it works. And most people don't run 1.5 inch cast iron anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. So let me go ahead and go to that 45, and we can click on that as finished. And you can see it comes in here and it puts a nice little 45-degree pipe bend in. Here, let me just take this off, go to the wireframe. And if I click on it, you can tell these are my fittings because I list all the available sizes here. You can see that the angle isn't a true 45-degree angle, but since it's no hub pipe, you get flexibility inside the coupling. So it's a 46.25-degree angle here. And just to prove my fact is that it still works is for you diehard fabrication people, you can come in here, you can click this and you can change it and it'll route and it'll still put your elbows in, and it still will allow your elbows to flex to 46.25. But you do have a true rolling offset here. If you were to come in here on the side and look at it, you can see this is sloped at 2% still. That's still 2%, and this is 45. Now, admittedly, with these routing solutions, it doesn't always put your fittings where you want them to do. So what I'll normally do is I'll just come in here in a side view. Let's go to a section view. Works a little better. Put it on wireframe. And so sometimes I may not want this offset to be here. I may want it back here or something. So I'll select it, and then I'll hit the move command. I'll type in MV, and I'll click on this pipe here, and then I'll say SN to snap nearest, and I can move this 4 feet up. So you still got that. Typically, if you use the move command, it's probably going to make a liar out of me if I click on this and I say 4 feet or 2'8". A lot of times these slopes will change, or it will change any slopes shown on the other side. And the great thing about it is this just doesn't work for just my cast iron fittings. It also works for my PVC. So let me go in here and change all these types here. We're just going to say change type, and that's not what I'm looking for. We're going to make this PVC waste. And now what we can do is we can select the same 2 pipes, hit routing solutions. I don't want to save the project. And it's going to give you the different solutions. Obviously, it puts those elbows there. If you want to use 2 90s, you can. Or you can just go through, and here's 2 22 and a halves. These are the odd angles that it doesn't fit. And then 45s, and then all the angles that don't work. So we're here with 2 22s. We'll go ahead and use this one. And once again, you can go in here to your 3D view. You can see that we're still there. Now, additionally, you can go in here, design, and change it to cast iron. That's the only one I got loaded in, but you can do all the other ones too. So let me undo that. Now, the beauty with this is sometimes you have a wall and you have a pipe inside of a wall. And what it is you have to offset it in the wall. So let me just copy this here. I'll move it up here, but it's got to offset in the wall and it's got to move back. Just a little bit, excuse me. So let me move it like 4 inches back. Now I can come in here and I can click on this, both pipes, use routing solutions. It's going to think about them. And now you can do it with 22s. You get all the oddball fittings. You got all the little oddball arrangements, how it wants to go together. Normally most people just use 45s. So I click here, and if I go into your 3D view, you can now see that you're offset in the wall that way. And all this stuff is free. If you want to get my fittings, you can get them for free from my website. Just go to ValorVDC.com. And then you can do the search bar, you can type in elbow. And all my pipe fittings are free. So you can come down here, you can download this PVC bundle and just add it to your cart. And move along. And what you can do is you can do that, set them up, and so when you have your fabrication fittings that don't route right, unless you have some other software that works. I think Evolve's got a pretty decent one that works. I experimented with a couple of them. You can go in there and you can create this pipe, take it off the end of your pipe, and then do the routing solution and then go back into design to fabrication. You can do that because here's the thing, if I was to come in here and I was to click on all this and change it to standard, which are all the standard Revit fittings. Oh, that didn't work out well, did it now? Let's just go ahead and do this here. Let me go to my floor plan view. We'll grab this, and oops, we don't want to copy. We don't want to move it. We want to copy it. So, and then make these standard. Out of the box with Revit, if you use their standard routing, you get this. You can tell that's a 90, but you have no idea what the rest of this stuff is. You can take that guess, and then it starts getting T's in here, and that's something that I want to talk about next. Are these T's that you get? Yeah. So this works really good if you're about 8 inches up, 6 to 8 inches up. any between 1 to 6 to 8 inches up. So if I delete this, and if I move this up, let's just say another 9 inches, and I come back over here, let's go into a 3D view. I click on this, I click on this, and we're still using PVC fittings, and I use routing solutions. Now, it's going to give you a few, it's going to give you the 22s, gives you 21 different ways of doing this. And what it's going to do is it's going to start introducing elbows that go down. And so sometimes you may not get a 45 or a 22. You get a bunch of weird lengths. So this method is not 100% correct, but this is a great way. Just, you know, it's better than what we've had before. So that's pretty much it with the routing solutions. Like I said, if you're looking for third-party solutions that do a really good job with that, Microdesk has one. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. Whereas I can go, wrong one. I've been using this for a little while, and I get mixed results with it. So I would click to this, and then I would click to this, and it asks me what angle I want to use. And that works out pretty good too. And the beauty about this one is it actually will put it at a 45-degree angle 100% every time. Whereas my fittings flex, this one here still uses my fittings, but it puts them at a 45-degree angle and just angles that. It's a bit more scientific, but with every fitting, if you're running a sloped system, it's gonna flex. Not every 90 that turns up. If you're running a 1/4 inch here, your elbow is going to be about 88.85 degrees. It's not going to be a true 90-degree angle. That's just the way it works. But that's it. This is a real easy video to do. Please visit us at ValorVDC. Like I said, everything, all the pipe fittings are now free. You can download them and you use them, create your own routing preferences, and go ahead and have at it and give it a shot and see if this works for you. If you find a better way, just comment below, and I'd like to see it and try it out. Thank you. Have a good day.